All right, man. Apparently, they did some type of coaching ranking. I haven't seen the full article. Just read the title, where I think Dan Campbell was ranked number five. I mean number nine, and people saying that was too low. Valenti agreed with him being number five, and Valenti is like the Grinch who stole Christmas. The biggest gripe that people got with Valenti is he from New York on Detroit radio. It's Detroit sports talk radio, and I kind of and I think that's kind of what spawned Woodward Sports was to kind of get some locals from Michigan to be on. It ain't too many people from Detroit on that show, to be honest. I think Braylon might be one of the very few. I don't really watch it that much, but I think Braylon might be one of the few people on the show that's from the city. You know what I'm saying? So I know more of a. That's why I said Michigan representation. You know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of guys on there that they just in general on sports talk, they don't really like it don't have a Detroit feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just my opinion. A lot of the sports talks, they don't really have a Detroit feel. Like, it's a Michigan feel, it's a suburban vibe, but it don't really have that Detroit edge. And that's just my opinion. That's no disrespect to nobody, but it just really ain't no real Detroiters on there like that. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people got an issue with Valenti as well too, because he is objective. He speak the truth a lot of the time, and his truth ain't popular. So kind of me and him kind of be in the same boat. I call it how I see him, and a lot of people don't like that. They don't like the fact that I call it how I see it. So and I call it how I believe it. But when you call it how you see it, and I'm right more times than not, they get quiet. But now, as far as this list, I'm gonna see the list and we'll be honest. Mike Valenti agrees with low Dan Campbell culture ranking. I don't think being top 10 is bad at anything, bro. To be honest, Lions coach has earned a significant amount of praise and turned around his fortunes. The team that previously did not have much playoff success after the Lions dealt with so many injuries last year. Many did not expect the squad would finish the regular season 15-2. Even though that we know that when Pro Football Focus released the returning head coaches rankings, many were surprised to see Dan Campbell end up 9th out of 10. Okay, so we looked at the list. Sports radio host Mike Valenti was not surprised. Actually, felt the strong reaction was not warranted, and independence was in front of him. And fans and pundits, quote, national media hits the list and says Dan Campbell showing respect makes the top 10. Local blogger sphere, whatever you want to call it. I'm not demeaning anybody. Let me be very clear. Chase whatever you want to chase. If your passion is the Lions, you want to write about it, you eventually want to get into the media, do whatever you want to do, Valenti said. But look at the headline, massive Lions disrespect. I'm not looking like, did I read the different article? Did Dan Campbell not make the top 10, top 20? I kind of just was saying that top 10 not bad, top 20 is disrespectful. Did someone put Dan Campbell next to Brian Dable? Here's where I don't think Brian Dable's a bad coach neither. Situation. Here's where Dan Campbell was on the Pro Football Focus list, and the people are bent out of shape about it. And this is why I truly believe people talk about Trump derangement syndrome. I truly think there is a team derangement syndrome where people cannot talk about their teams anymore. Well, they can't be objective about it. I get it all the time. It's about a bunch of people here that refute that are not objective about the Lions. That's all Lions, and they gravitate towards the people that's gonna lie and sell them fairy tales. And I ain't mad about it. Shit, do your thing. Um, I'm not mad about it. Do what you do. I always say YouTube is a space for everybody. If we really a country of free talk and freedom of speech, hey, it's a space for everybody. I just don't get into that parading and lying. And people get mad at me because when they find out I don't sit here and lie and sell a dream, they get mad. Oh, you're not a real fan. No, I'm not a delusional fuck like you. No matter how much optimism you got, the truth is gonna be the truth. That's just the way it boiled down to it. The truth. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You can hope, you can wish, you can hope for the best. The truth is gonna be the truth. And that's just the unfortunate fact about things. Unfortunately. So but a top 10 is not bad. Now I have to see who's ranked ahead of him and give me a minute. you know, but let's pull it up. Boop boop. All right, did it just take me to the same article, which is wild. I just want to see the damn list. Here we go. Here we go. They took me to the different article. Here we go. So here they go. Andy Reid. Okay. Sean Payton. That's a little high for me. Honestly, that's too high for me. Fuck they own. Sean McVay. John. I really think that. I mean, honestly, Sean Payton, Sean McVay, John Harbaugh. I got Sean McVay. I got a problem with them being in the three. Mike Tomlin. I love him. He should be ahead of those two. Jim Harbaugh, way too fucking high. No. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, if I had my way, just looking at this list so far, Andy Reid 1, Tomlin 2, Kyle Shanahan 3. Well, he didn't win Super Bowl. Sean McVay 3, then Kyle Shanahan 4 right now. Nick Sirianni, I don't think much of him at all as a coach. So I'll say this. I have a problem with Sirianni. I don't care if he got a Super Bowl or not. I got a problem with Sirianni being ahead of Dan Campbell. I got a problem with Jim Harbaugh being ahead of Dan Campbell. I understand John, he's won the Super Bowl, but I don't really think he's that good of a coach. Sean McVay, I can deal with that. Sean Payton, I think he overrated in my opinion, but he did win the Super Bowl. They going on. Me personally, if I had to re-rank this top 10 or this top 5, Andy, Mike Tomlin, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and I would go Dan Campbell. I would go Dan Campbell. I don't really just believe in Sean and John. I don't really care for John Harbaugh. Kevin Stefanski, I think he's a good coach. He's in a bad spot. So, honestly, I believe Campbell's top 5. I don't really care for Sean Payton, and I don't really care for John Harbaugh. There's no disrespect, and I think Jim Harbaugh ain't done enough. That Charger team had talent. The coach was just fucking dumb, and we all can agree with that. We all can agree with that. So, but let me know what y'all think. So, but yeah, let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance in notifications. We go live, drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.